Charlie, thanks for joining us today. And, as we add more agents, you recently came on board Plus 65. You and I have a history that goes back since 2011. We were at a carrier at Humana for quite a few years together and basically learned off of each other. I was there probably 2-3 months before you, but I didn't know enough to even really guide you. So we kind of learned together over that next 6 to 7 years. In 2017, I was able to make a move out onto the broker side. You stayed for various reasons, but we always talked about the opportunity for us to work together again, and here we are. The one thing that I really enjoyed about working with you is, I enjoy people that love what they do, take care of their clients, and because that's how I do it. And so, we had a little common bond there. And then John, my partner, he was in that mix as well. So we kind of grew up in the Medicare world together. Now, you were already in the business. Tell me a little bit about what your work was prior to, say, Humana. What were you doing?
Yeah, I've been in the insurance industry since 2001. So I had quite a lot of experience, but most of it was life insurance.
Okay.
When I got into or fell into this Medicare deal through, a few guys, they told me about it, and I said, you know what, let's take a run at it. I couldn't spell Medicare. I mean, everybody was saying Part A,
Same.
Part B, Part D. What the heck is all this? So, but wound up going to cert school. That's when I met you prior to me going, and you just held my hand, walked me through the process, and it's become so second nature and easy. And helping members is where you get referrals. We like to help the seniors to make the right decisions for their health care because it's very, very important to them and their family.
It's hard to believe we've been doing this almost 15 years.
It's crazy.
Because I just remember it seemed like the years in the very beginning would go by slow. You're like, oh man, it's 1 year, 2 year. But then once you kind of got in a groove of helping people and knowing what you needed, I mean, in the very beginning, obviously we didn't know a lot. Humana taught us what they could, but we had to rely on other agents. And so I think my payback and your payback has been helping the younger agents that are coming up, telling them what to do, what not to do, when to do it, how to do it. So, I think that's kind of where we've stayed in touch. Even though I was on this side and you were still with the carrier, we still talked on a weekly basis about 100%. Issues, questions. I mean, I'd call you with questions, you'd call me. So I enjoyed that, and I was kind of tickled to death when I knew that you were going to get a chance to move from the independent side, from the broker side to the independent side. And, one of the benefits of doing that is, we always pride ourselves on being able to help our customers. But, being with one carrier, that did limit you just a little bit because, you had one product. It's like only being able to sell a Samsung TV, but there's all the other ones. Yeah. So, I think that's where your value is going to just skyrocket in terms of your customers, your ability to reach people and to help them, is the fact that you now are a well-rounded, you were well-rounded before, but I'm talking about the ability. You didn't have to give business away. Because let's face it, not every plan is right for everybody. So sometimes if you're doing the right thing, we've all given business away. And it's not a good feeling. We don't want to give business away because that's how we make a living. But sometimes, we have the same ethics. If we're doing the right thing for the client, you're going to say, hey, look, what I have is not exactly what you need. You might want to look at this other product and call this individual. They can help you. Well, now you don't have to do that. You can actually be a full-on advisor to your clients and really find out what they need and put them where they're supposed to be. And it'll seek itself, and that's what makes you valuable, because then they talk to their family members, their friends, and what they're going to say is, hey, look, Charlie's going to figure out what you need, and he's going to put you where you need to be, not where he wants you to be. Okay, so I think that's one of the benefits that you'll have. Now, the other thing is you came from the life side, right? You had more experience on the life side before you got in Medicare. The other thing that is going to be a kind of a bonus for you when you start consulting and advising your clients is now you have a whole suite of products, right, ranging from life products, annuity products, your Medicare, the ACA, that's something that you previously did not have access to, that you will have access to now. And, we just did an episode about the ACA and how important that is, because we've all had members come in and the husband is 65, coming off of a group plan, what do I do about my wife?
Yeah.
Well, she can't get Medicare. She's only 63. Well, now you have an option for that. You have an answer. You don't have to say, call somebody. You say, listen, we'll take care of you. Now we're going to investigate what we can do for your wife. So then you become that full-on advisor to be able to help them and make sure that they become your client for life, because that's really what it's all about. We want to hang on to people. I mean, we all have clients we've had for 10, 12, 15 years.
Yep.
And, they're used to what we can do for them. So I think that's going to, kind of catapult you into being able to help your clients to your fullest capacity. The other thing that I think is going to be really a benefit to our company and having you on board as one of our top advisors is the fact that you're going to be able to mentor some of our younger agents, new coming in. They'll be able to get on your team and be able to kind of benefit from your knowledge because, just like you didn't know back in 2011 how to spell Medicare, they don't either. They've got, we sent them through all their certifications, their training, but you can tell when it's like their head's swimming because there's a lot of information, and they ask you questions, and I know they think, hey, this is a dumb question, but I need to ask this. But I always tell them, look, it's not dumb. So you're going to get that. You're going to have the ability to kind of mold some younger people, or they don't have to be young people, just new people to the industry, because they're going to be able to build off of your experience. Mm-hmm. And the benefit to us here at the company is that we're going to be able to say, look, I'm going to line you up with Charlie. He's got as much experience as we've got. He knows everything we know. It's just that kind of divide and conquer because, as we've grown, we've added probably 20 some odd agents in the last 60 days. So we've had tremendous growth. You're part of that growth, but the reason we were excited to get you is because of your experience. Mm-hmm. We didn't have to train Charlie Causey. He knew exactly what to do and how to do it. There's a few new products that we were able to put in your hands that you'll be able to utilize that we had to train you on. But again, you're a quick study. You're going to pick that up and keep moving with it. So what do you think you're going to enjoy the most about being on the broker side versus where you were?
Well, sure. Like you said earlier, I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to leave anything on the table. I'm going to be able to help everybody. Like you said, certain plans are not for certain people or their families. So you're going to find the right fit. So now I have a lot of different options. So, but yeah, going back to the experience, there's always going to be questions. You've been in the business just in the Medicare side just as long as I have, and we still call each other today.
Yeah, just a little sanity check.
What about if we do this, and this? How is this going to play out here? Can I do this? Yes. So yeah, I'm all on board helping out the new agents. I was there. I know where I was, and I needed the help. So yes, I'm all about getting those new agents to the next level. Yeah,
I think that's what attracts people to groups like we have, is that it's not just here's a contract, you can sell this, go out and sell it. It's we run it a little differently here because we're smaller and we can. And so you coming on with us is going to be a huge part of our growth here, is having that, that other person that we can say, look, can you help mentor this person? Can you bring them on your team? Can you help develop them into kind of what you are? And so, I just can't tell you how glad we are to have you. If somebody wants to reach Charlie Causey, how are they going to get a hold of you?
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. So I can be reached at 225-802-4329, and I have another cell as well. It's 225-287-4843, and my email is first and last name, Charlie Causey, Jr., Jr. @gmail.com. Pretty simple. I always reach out back if you don't get me. There's never a day goes by that I don't answer my phone or return my voicemails.
Yeah, no, I can attest to that because again, we kind of operate the same way. Sometimes it's a burden that you always answer your phone, but it's the right thing to do because usually our members are not calling us to check on us. They're calling us to tell us they got a problem, they got an issue, and we got to solve it. So I'm glad that we have you on board. We're just starting to build with you. If somehow they miss your email, your phone number, and all that, if you stop in our office at 7809 Jefferson Highway, Suite C6, Plus 65 Advisors, and ask for Charlie Causey. We will make sure that you get in touch with him.
Absolutely.
Good enough. Thanks, Charlie.
All right, buddy.
Hope you enjoyed our discussion today on Plus 65 Digital. Reach out to us at info@plus65advisors.com or give us a call at 225-408-4100. Make Plus 65 Advisors part of your Medicare process.